Mayor Benji Magalong na alam ko marami nang sinabi tungkol dyan eh. At nais natin marinig from the ground. Ano ba talaga ang nangyayari sa AKAP at bakit ayaw ninyo ang mga pangyayaring iyan?
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to convey to you what's really happening on the ground. And I prepared a position paper. I've already provided the Secretary a copy of this position paper. And this is a reflection of the sentiments of many of the mayors, both in the cities and municipalities, Madam Chair. But let me first start with this quotation from no less than Justice Marvick Leonen. Ma'am, please give me about 6 minutes po. Tatapusin ko po kagad.
Please go ahead.
Sabi ho ni Justice Leonen, the power to spend is an executive constitutional discretion, not a legislative one. In the local government, we laud the national government's effort and appreciate its intention to provide financial assistance to low-income families and individuals. While AKAP seeks to accomplish that, it is mired with irregularities which defeat its purpose. And I'm here today to inform you of the pressing challenges and loopholes that hinder its effectiveness. First, the current AKAP practice is plagued with many irregularities. The media already documented several cities and localities with complaints from both indigents and local functionaries regarding the unpredictable procedures in receiving AKAP. In one report, beneficiaries claimed to have received a reduced amount of AKAP. Meanwhile, many barangay captains, social workers raised concerns about angry beneficiaries who are forcing them to issue certificates of indigency to claim assistance. These are all born out of a lack of comprehensive public information and strong guidelines for disbursing AKAP. Currently, the barangay issues a certificate of low or no income to avail of the program. Unfortunately, barangays do not have the tools to measure if the client belongs to low or no income. Barangay officials can certify that individual is a resident of the barangay.
Yes.
We recommend that the CC Social Welfare prepare and issue the certifications to improve the process. CSWD or the MSWD is better prepared to assess the client's level of well-being. Besides, they are well-trained on the National Household Targeting System or yung tinatawag po nating listahanan. Second is the weak transparency and data sharing mechanism. I urge our lawmakers and national agencies to examine and establish transparent data sharing mechanisms for AKAP. It is highly inequitable and redundant when one beneficiary can receive multiple AKAP assistance because we are blind in data and cannot cross-check in the distribution list. And according to one government official, sabi nila sa akin, it's a violation of the National Data Privacy Act if they're going to share their data with the local government unit. Another is, ang nakakalungkot po nito, nagkakaroon na po ng maraming redundancy. Dahil po wala hong data sharing agreement, ang isang beneficiary pwede hong kumuha po ng stupad, can also benefit from another, yung tinatawag nating AX, makakakuha po siya sa AKAP. Ang nakakarating pa po sa amin, some of the DSWD personnel, ang sabi ko sa kanila, basta request ni congressman o lista ni congressman, no question asked, silent na lang kayo. Ganun po yung nangyayari. At ang nakakalungkot, ngayon na naging mahigpit, ang lagi nilang sinasabi, ang sabi ng mga staff, ng ating mga lawmakers, yung pera ni congressman, nandoon na sa DSWD. Bibigyan na lang ho namin kayo ng endorsement, dali nyo na lang doon. Huwag ko kayo mag-alala, mabibigyan po kayo. Basta ho galing ho kay Kong. Another is, AKAP and similar aid programs are increasingly and frustratingly politicized. Perhaps the most glaring issue is the increasing politicization of the social amelioration program. In the local governments, we are concerned with a national politician decides to have a personal appearance during aid distribution. But we have no choice but to accommodate them. Sa mga senators po, wala ko kaming gaanong problema. Dahil ang pina-emphasize po doon is, etong pera na nanggagaling po, na binibigay sa inyo to, ay galing po to sa taxes na binabayaran po. At yun po yung lagi naming ina-emphasize sa kanila. Ang nakakarungkot lang po, pag iba na po ang nagdi-distribute. Gusto nilang ipahalata na ang pera na yon ay galing sa kanilang bulsa. Ang masama po, pag nagkakaroon na ng distribution, nandun lahat yung kanilang listahan, lahat ng line-up nila na kandidato, na una muna silang magsasalita bago yung actual distribution. No? Ulitin ko, bihira po kami makakita o makarinig na ang sinasabi po sa mga beneficiaries, itong pera na to galing sa taxes na binabayaran nyo. Dapat pasalamatan ninyo yung mga katabi nyo at sabihin yung thank you for paying your taxes. Sa mga ating mga mayors, sa ating po mga governors, karamihan po sa kanila, yan po yung sinasabi. Na dapat huwag kayong magpasalamat sa amin. Pasalamat po kayo sa mga katabi nyo dahil binabayaran nyo ng kanilang mga taxes. Given the way the ACAP operates, we cannot help but find similarities in the design of the ACAP and the Philippine Development Assistance Fund, or yung tinatawag ko natin PDAF, which the Supreme Court struck down in 2013 due to the following: discretionary fund allocation. At yung ACAP at yung pork barrel allows officials to control public funds with broad discretion, often without strict guidelines or oversight. Similar to PDAF and ACAP, ACAP enables government officials to decide on fund distribution even after the budget has been approved, violating the separation of powers. Like PDAP, where legislators inserted specific budget allocations for their pet projects, ACAP may also involve executive officials or lawmakers influencing fund distribution for political or personal gain. Hindi ko po sinasabi na congressman lang po. Sinasabi ko rin po rito, pati ho governors, pati ho mayors. Ganyan din po nangyayari. Alternate politics. Both programs encourage a system where funds are used to benefit specific constituents. Meron pa nga ho nangyayari dyan na yung ACAP na didistribute, muntik pa hong ibigay sa media. Meron pa hong isang mayor ho na nagbigay ho sa akin ng listahan. Pati ho mga teachers nabigyan din ho. Pati mga administrators nabigyan din ho. Inefficiency in public spending, instead of being allocated based on national priorities, funds under both programs risk being distributed based on political considerations. To reiterate, I'm one with the national government in providing meaningful assistance to our society's vulnerable sectors. But the work to create a more inclusive, efficient, and responsive social protection system for all Filipinos goes hand in hand with transparency, accountability, and genuine, not parochial concern for Filipinos. Let us improve and do better because of our Filipino citizens deserves as much. Maraming salamat po, Madam President, Madam Chair.
Yes, maraming salamat at maraming maraming komento si Justice Carpio sa ilang interview at narinig naman natin si Justice Carpio na binabanggit yung iba't ibang problema tungkol dito na parang nangangamoy pork barrel ang ating ACAP. Justice Carpio, we invite you while the COMELEC is here to express your views.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are proposing, my group, Isang Bayan, that the SWD should upload in its website the list of beneficiaries under ACAP, and opposite the name will be the amount actually received. And a third column, the person who recommended the beneficiary. The reason for this is, according to Professor Cielo Magno, in India, where there is a similar program, when they publish the name and the amount, those whose names appeared complained that they did not receive the actual amount. They received less. So to avoid that from happening, let us publish the names of those beneficiaries with the corresponding amount that they received, and also the name of the official or a person who recommended. Because if it turns out that the only members of Congress recommended, then that will violate the prohibition that the congressman can only appropriate but cannot implement, because the implementation belongs to the executive branch. That's the PDAF case. Now, if maybe 25-30% of those who recommended are members of Congress, the rest are local officials and civil society people, that will be okay. But if the overwhelming people who made the recommendations are from Congress, I think we have something there's something wrong there. So at least so everybody will be assured that this is above board, let's just publish anyway, publishing the name, the amount of the tax money that was given, and the name of the person who recommended. There's nothing confidential about that. I mean,
Public funds po.
these are public funds, and the Constitution says there is a right to information by the people on matters of public concern. And of course, the most number one concern of the public is how their tax money are disbursed. So there's nothing wrong with publishing the amount that was received, no?
The
So-
recommendation is that the publication of the name should occur after the fact, after the distribution. In my case, I would urge them to publish it ahead of time.
Yes,
Because I think everyone in the community would be very happy to share with those truly in need.
yes, Madam Chair. I think if the DSW can publish it ahead of the distribution so that people can object if there's really a problem. Because if you already distribute it, tapos now, then what can that guy do? No? Wala na, nakuha niya na. So if the DSW can publish it online before the actual distribution. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Good Justice, and truly we abide by what you said. We also are concerned with regard to the admission earlier of Yusek Sulit that this was merely an addition by Congress, and ACAP did not occur in the executive budget. If I recall, the Constitution has something to say about these things.
Yes, well, because the President submits the National Expenditure Program and Congress cannot increase that amount, no? So I think in this 2025 budget, there has been an increase. So the question is, how will the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional, so paano ng Supreme Court to reduce it? Will it reduce proportionately all the items in the budget or only those that were increased? So we don't know how it will be resolved.
Yes, that was the question, po, because it's very, very clear in the budget provisions of our Constitution that there should be no addition to the executive's budget. And in fact, there have been quite significant changes, and this is an entirely new entry that didn't occur before, both in 2024 and 2025. So given the Bellica versus Ochoa and the PDAF case, do you think this would fall under that prohibition?
Well, we are filing a petition, Madam Chair, questioning the constitutionality of certain provisions of the 2025 budget, and we will include, that will be part of the issues raised. How will the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court says, for example, that the budget of DPWH exceeded that of education, how will the Supreme Court resolve that? Will it reduce the budget of DPWH up to the amount just 1 peso below that of education? So I think we'll have to.
Yes, that's another constitutional
yeah,
violation
yes.
pa po. Yung DepEd and
Yes.
education should be larger than everyone else.
So yes, we will be filing soon, Madam Chair.
That will not be part of the Congressman Ungab's case. This is an entirely separate suit. Is that correct?
Separate, Madam Chair.
It's a separate case.
We will have because in the case of Ungab, he also will. I think he also questioned the budget of the DPWH exceeding that of education. He also questioned the zero allocation to PhilHealth. But
As well as the ACAP insertion.
yes, as in the ACAP insertions. But we will also raise almost the same issues.
Perhaps it should be observed that in addition to the insertion of 26.7 billion for ACAP, there is a reduction of 50 billion for a four-piece, which is mandated by law. There is a four-piece law that requires us to provide for this because inaasahan ng tao yan buwan-buwan yan at biglang tatanggalin yung 50 billion, malaki-laki po. So problema rin po namin yan. I'd like to ask Chairman George, given that there will be lawsuits, there is already one lawsuit pending, and Justice Carpio has made us aware that they are getting ready to file yet another one on the budget. How will we treat, what effect would it have on the exempted projects of COMELEC?
Madam Chair, as far as the exempted projects are concerned, so long as the proponent, the DSWD, had not yet complied with the conditions, ineffective pa rin naman po yun. Hindi nila mapapatupad. Like for example, so informative yung discussion kanina, yung concern po kanina, yung beneficiary, yung concern namin, sino ang gagawa ng list. Because,
kasi sino yung listahan?
yes po, kasi kaya po pakiusap ko sa DSWD, pakiusap namin, yung kasing list to be submitted by politicians, merong number 2 condition that it should not influence the outcome of the national local election of 2025. So, gano'ng kalaki, ilang porsyento yung pwede yung politiko na mag-endorse, yung candidate. So, baka pwede lang ma-modify yung part na yun ng guidelines. Kasi kung talagang ito po ay para sa mga mahihirap, so hindi dapat makinabang ang mga politiko o yung mga kandidato. Kasi otherwise, madidefeat po yung very condition that we included in the supposed grant of the exemption. So, until today, it still is a conditional exemption, and therefore, until we are satisfied with the guidelines, then it will not take effect.
Yung sa nakita po ninyo ngayon, inaamin ninyo na medyo malabo yung listahan at yung pagkaintindi natin kung sino magiging tamang beneficiary.
Yes po, Madam Chair. Although yung naipakita ng DSWD, a mere summary, we'll be reviewing the entirety of the guidelines, Madam Chair. We have to be
Ito po,
satisfied.
walang karagdagan tungkol sa beneficiarying tama.
Yes, Madam Chair. Wala pa rin po nasasabit sa amin, Madam Chair, na guidelines.
So hanggang ngayon, hindi matuturing exempted.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Dahil
Hanggang
hindi
ngayon
pa
po,
maliwanag.
yung mas malaking bulk, yung 12 billion, had not yet been acted upon.
Anong impact ng mga kaso sa Supreme Court?
We will be
Hinggil
waiting.
sa budget kasi sakop ng budget lahat ng programang in-exempt ninyo.
Yes, Madam, we will be waiting for the action of the Supreme Court, especially on the request for the injunctive relief. Kasi siyempre po kasama sigurado yung injunctive relief dyan. But in the meantime, total March 28 pa naman po yung effectiveness noong exemption. From now to March 28, madaming pwede mangyari, especially if they will be correcting the guidelines or they will be clarifying the guidelines to be promulgated.
Yes, so we're aware that the guidelines in fact need clarification and more delineation. What are the chances po, Justice Carpio, of the injunctive relief that the chairman was referring to?
I cannot really
It's
say.
not a fair question.
Yeah,
but,
Madam Chair.
since you're
But,
one of the petitioners po, but
we were able to get an injunction on the PhilHealth, the last tranche, and we're asking, tomorrow there'll be a hearing, we're asking that the first 2 tranches be covered also by the TRO, status quo or anti-order. Madam Chair, I would like to be clarified because the benchmark is those entitled to ACAP will be those receiving below the minimum wage. I think we should be clear now if a person is unemployed because he cannot find employment, kasama ba siya? Because there will be more. Maubos yung pera sa those unemployed lang. I mean, we will not be, let's not talk about minimum wage anymore because if you include those unemployed because they cannot find work, they should be given priority because they're the most hard up. So I would like to know from the DSWD if those who are not employed because they could not find work will be entitled to priority. So madali na lang. Because if all you have to do is check whether they're employed or not. Thank you, Madam Chair.
yes, Yusek Sulit, Yusek Di Mapuro, either of you would like to respond to the query of Justice Carpio, please.
Chair, in the in the original guidelines, it was specifically mentioned that those receiving no regular income is part of the beneficiary. But after exchange of draft, it's no longer there, meaning those receiving yung mga walang tinatanggap na regular income, they are not as a rule covered unless they're part of the other pro. Remember,
So,
Justice,
pa natin, yung may trabaho, may kita, may sahod sa mga tunay na naghihirap. Tama ba yun?
Madam Chair, Justice, sorry, I was not very clear. The AKAP is not the only program of the DSWD. The AKAP is only for these categories of beneficiaries. The other beneficiaries are in the other programs.
Repeatedly told by our poverty commission that there are so many sectors still awaiting government assistance, and they are genuinely and truly poor, vulnerable, and disadvantaged. So why do we go ahead and benefit those who are better able to fend for themselves?
Medyo mahirap lang sagutin, except that it's in the conditional implementation. We as much as possible, we try very hard to come up with guidelines to implement it. So yun po yung aming humble attempt to implement the guidelines or the AKAP as a program. But sabi ko nga po, may iba pong mga programa ang DSWD. NAPSI is very well aware about the programs of the DSWD. Wala pong exclusion doon sa iba.
Sila unang magrereklamo at napakaliit ng budget ng NAPSI. Alam natin yon. Pero eto, narinig natin si Chairman George at maraming salamat. Siguro ang tutumbukin naman natin ngayon, I think you can go ahead. I think your legal officer will be staying in the event that there are questions.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
But we are happy to hear na sa palagay ninyo, sa ngayon, sa itsura ng guidelines, hindi yan sapat para isantabi ang kulay ng politika.
Yes, Madam Chair, definitely at this point, yes.
Maraming salamat, Chair. Maraming
Thank you.
salamat sa COMELEC. At siguro, habang tayo ay namomroblema sa issue ng sino ang kalipikado, yung isa pa ay yung makatotohanang implementasyon sa LGU. Kaya tawagin natin si Mayor Magalong. Siguro kinakailangan tanungin natin, may komento ba ang ating grupo dito, lalo na yung mga abogado? Andito si Justice Carpio. Talaga bang may violation ito sa ating konstitusyon na sinasabi? Dahil yun nga, doon sa DAP ruling ng 2013, talagang nagkahalo-halo na yata yung executive at legislative na tanging pinagbabawal ng saligang batas. Justice Carpio, paliwanag ninyo sa amin, paano ba nag-ooperate yung hiwalayan ng iba't ibang sangay ng pamahalaan?
Madam Chair, dun sa PDAF, the Supreme Court struck down the provision which in the GAA where the member of Congress, the district representative, will recommend a project. Sabi ng Supreme Court, Congress can only appropriate but cannot even recommend what project because execution of the budget is already with the executive branch. So that's why dito sa AKAP, inaamin nila na they accept, the DSWD is admitting that they accept recommendations from members of Congress. Well, I'm willing to concede that anybody can recommend, no? Everybody. But if lumalabas na lahat pala na approve are recommended, the recommendation came from the House, there's something wrong there already. So that's why if we can have published by DSWD the names, the amount, and those who recommended, para it is full transparency, no, so that you will not be blamed also, and you will not be pressured by the members of Congress because you will say ilalabas namin ito, hindi pwede na kayo lang pagbigyan namin. We have to spread out the beneficiaries, no.
Pero Justice, inamin po ni Yusik Sulit, hindi po ba dapat bawal ang mga politiko mag-recommend tulad ng sinabi ni Mayor Benji?
Well,
Pagkat po, hiwalay nga yung executive at
yeah.
legislative. Pwedeng tumanggap ng listahan ng iba't ibang tao, ng iba't ibang departamento, pero palagay ko ang politiko hindi dapat
Yeah.
nagbibigay ng listahan, di po ba? Kasi ang liwaliwanag ng ating constitution
nakalagay yung decision sa PDAF, ang sabi ng Supreme Court, you cannot put it in the law that the congressman will recommend. But as part of the general public, anybody should be able to recommend. That's my position. But they cannot put that there because pag sila ilagay mo dyan, talagang mauubos sa kanila na lang. No? So if anybody can, if an ordinary person can recommend, anybody can recommend. But nagkakaroon ng telltale paper trail kung lahat na recommend, lahat na na-approve na beneficiaries recommended by congressman. Yun, iba na yon. Even if it's not in the law, but in practice, yun ang ginagawa nila. So I think that's a violation also. So that's why I'm recommending, Madam Chair, that i-publish na lang nila yung list of beneficiaries, the amount, and sino yung nag-recommend.
Pati yung amount ang sinasabi ninyo.
Yes, kasi sa India, turns out that the beneficiary received less than the amount stated. Ang dami
That's
nag-complain.
Ganon din dito, maraming nagsasabi
Kaya
na
nga,
nabukulan daw sila. Naku po, ano ba yan?
Yeah,
Nagpalakasan na, nakawan pa. Tama ba yun?
so that's why to protect also our friends in the SWD so they will not be charged, you should agree to full transparency.
That's the recommendation by congressmen and other politicians of names. Does that not constitute post-enactment control, which is prohibited? Din eh.
Yes, but this one is and the general public makes a recommendation at saka it's not in the law.
It's not in the law at saka
anybody can really recommend kasi but they are not obliged. And if they don't follow the recommendation of the congressman, only let's say 20-25%, I think that's fair enough na you are taking into account the recommendations of everybody. Pero pag majority are recommendees of congressmen, may problema tayo.
si Mayor Benji maraming masasabi kasi nakikita namin yung pagbibigay ng tulong, ma-attend naman na yung mga opisyal, tama naman yun, pero hindi tayo nakikialam doon sa listahan. Kasi talagang binibigay yun na nakakaalam. Yung ating DSWD, yung DOLE. Baka may maidagdag, baka may kwento pa si Mayor Benji dyan.
Tama po kayo, Madam Chair. Ang listahan ho dapat, nag-emanate po ta City Social Welfare dahil sila po nakakaalam talaga eh. Ngayon, nagtataka ho ako doon sa reason na it is a violation of the National Privacy Act. Only to find out. Alam niyo ma'am, kami, we are all entitled to all these documents and all this information because we know for a fact that only to find out, ang totoo palang rason dyan is mabibisto lang ho kung sino ang mga pinagbibigyan. Ganun lang ho yun eh. Mabibisto lang talaga kung sino mga pinagbibigyan. Kaya tama ho, I'm completely aligned with the proposal of Justice Garfield.
Bakit tinatago kung sinong tinulungan? Yun ang tanong, di ba? Dapat baliktad eh. Buti nga, nakatanggap eh. Tingnan mo, tinutulungan.
Ma'am, kasi
Kung
ma'am...
tamang ginagawa, ipagmamalaki mo pa.
Yes, ma'am. Tama ho kayo, ma'am. Pero mas importante sa akin ay supporter ko yung bibigyan ko. Ganun ma'am ang pananaw ng mga...
Opposite.
Yes, ma'am.
Paano ba yun? So sa implementation, yung actual, DSWD, alam namin na kayo napapag-utusan kung minsan. Paano ba yun? Ano ang magagawa nung CSWD, MSWD, siya ay empleyada diyan sa mayor, sa gobernador, sa congressman at kung sino man. Ano naman ang gagawin ng hamak na DSWD?
Thank you po for kay Mayor Magalong. Kanina nalimutan ko o hindi ko nasabi na may role din yung local social worker LSWD o either in the city or provincial or the municipal level. Kasi sila rin yung isa sa mga accepted documentary requirements is the certification from the social worker na qualified ka. So there you can, exercise that role. So sa amin kasi, on the part of policy and planning, tinitinan ho namin paano magkakaroon ng magandang guidelines. Of course, there will be kinks in the implementation. Kaya nga po yun ng these interagency guidelines, yun sana yung hope na ma-address yung ganong kind of implementation issues. Pero sa guidelines po, may role po yung city municipal social worker in the vetting of the qualified individual.
Nakalista yan, pero ano ang realidad? Ano naman gagawin nun? Kung na-pressure ng kung sino-sinong malalakas at makapangyarihan.
Chair, ulitin ko lang yung lahat, kahit po kanino manggaling yung listahan, walk-in, in the end po, ang nagdi-determine kung sino yung qualified, DSWD po. So hindi po porket, ito ni-refer ka ni X,
O
ni
Yusek
Y.
Sulit, ang dami-daming nagre-reklamong MSWD sa amin na talagang nahihirapan sila, naiipit sila.
Ma'am, mayroon pong bago rin na provision dito. May hotline, katulad ng sinasabi na may tarpaulin po kaming nilalagay. Ang ayudang natanggap ninyo ay para sa inyo lamang, walang kaltas, something like that. So lahat ng payout namin.
Yung pagpipili ng beneficiary at yung halaga na ibibigay, ano naman ang laban ng MSWD?
Ma'am, we always believe na yung part po ng profession ng social worker is to assess. So basta yung assessment ni social worker, it's an exercise of his or her professional opinion.
Paano sasabihin, tatanggalin kita sa trabaho?
It can be sa grievance mechanism po na nilagay namin.
Ganyan, pag hindi sumusunod, biglang tinatanggal.
Sa guidelines lang po, ma'am, insofar as
Yun nga, pero yung
efficient.
realidad, syempre may batas, tinitignan natin ang batas, tinitignan natin ang guidelines at IRR. Titignan rin natin yung realidad, yung nangyayari. Paano natin ipagtatanggol yung mga MSWD?
Ma'am, we welcome po yung ganyang kinds of grievance or complaint
Pero,
para we can address.
Kahit marami ng reklamo tungkol dyan, nagmumula hindi lamang sa MSWD, marami ng reklamo mula sa mayor, barangay kapitan, congressman, senador, dami-dami ng reklamo. Kung may grievance mechanism kayo, meron na bang naisaayos? May nasagot kayo sa dinami-dami ng reklamo?
We can
Asan
submit,
yung
ma'am.
grievance mechanism ninyo?
We can submit, ma'am, the grievance mechanism dati-rate is through our integrated grievance redress mechanism system or through our
ito
PACT.
sa AKAP, sa dinami-dami ng reklamo, nabunyag sa media, na sabi dito sa Senado mismo, meron na ba kayong natugunan?
Ma'am, I have no personal knowledge kung
Wala pa, nagtanong ako eh.
As of last time kasi, ma'am, ang tinanong namin, mayroon bang grievance na natanggap sa AKAP? Ang initial answer sa amin is wala, sa AX meron. So that's why we welcome those kinds of grievances so that we can improve our performance.
Ang laging reklamo sa AKAP kung sino-sinong nabibigyan. Aminin natin. So, alam mo, maganda naman na sabihin natin perfecto yung isang batas. Kapag yung implementasyon walang kwenta, talagang nahihirapan rin tayo, hindi rin tama. May papel ba ang LGU sa ating paglilista at pag-i-implement?
Gaya po na nasabi kanina, since anyone can refer, if it comes from an LGU, then that's their participation. The vetting is on the DSWD.
Because narinig ko rin na ang DSWD nagsasabi na pinapakialaman daw ng mga barangay kapitan, pero sabi naman ng kapitan, tinatanong daw ng MS at ng CSWD kasi wala silang kaalaman. Di naman sila makakaikot ng lahat ng barangay. Halimbawa sa Baguio, kalayo-layo ng ibang barangay sa ating Cordillera. Abay, hindi mo mapupuntahan ng bawat isa sa syudad siguro. Pero dun sa mga bulubundukin, mahihirapan ng isang MSWD, ilan lang naman sila sa opisina. So, inaasahan ba ninyo na yung mga LGU makikilahok din dyan? O may papel ba dapat ang LGU
Ang position po ng department as expressed ni Secretary, yung pong mga LGUs, we treat them as partners. So lahat po ng gustong humingi ng tulong ng DSWD, pinagbibigyan po namin ayon sa aming guidelines. So yun po yung
Marami kasing
position
nagsasabi
ng
na
DSWD.
sinusuway ninyo yung barangay. Samantalang yun naman ang maaasahan ninyo.
Not at
na-
all true, ma'am, na inaano namin, we do not, kung meron pong ganyang mga reklamo, we can accept that. Diretso po kay Secretary Gatchalian. So, but wala po kaming monitor na ganyang nare-receive po sa
Sabi
aming
niya,
integrated
pag-
grievance.
Dyaryo, sa social media, sa dinami-dami ng reklamo, wala kayong inaksyonan.
I will check, ma'am, with our crisis intervention unit kung meron, and we will submit to the committee kung ano man ang na-receive,
Crisis
natanggap.
intervention ninyo, punong-puno na sa mga problema ng pamilya. Hindi na nila kakayanin yun.
Sila po kasi mamang implementing arm namin dito sa aming protective service.
Mayor Messi, nasabi kayo, si Mayor Benji nabanggit yung risk of corruption. Ano ang masasabi ninyo dyan? Aside from corruption, itong ayaw na ayaw nating mga dakilang Ilocano, inefficiency in public spending, linulustay ang pera ng bansa, bakit po may corruption? Yung sa vote buying po or paano po ba?
Ma'am, napakalawak ko nung ginagawa ngayon. Ibig sabihin mo, ma'am, lalo ho silang gumagaling. Ano? Lalo ho silang gumagaling kasi tuwing natatakpan, very creative sila, very innovative sila. Nagkakaroon sila lalo ng mga paraan kung paano magkaroon ng workaround, ma'am, sa mga projects. Pero matindi, ma'am, talaga rito sa aside from the projects, in another source of corruption is itong funds na ganito, ma'am, na nasa discretion nila. According sa ibang mga mayors, nagugulat sila na ang pinirmahan ng mga beneficiaries blank, kasi sa dami pipirma na lang, only to find out na ang naibigay sa kanila 3,000, mababalitaan na lang nila 5,000 pala yung nilagan. Pero sa dami, ma'am, pipirma na lang. Kinuha yung 3,000, tuwa-tuwa na sila sa 3,000. Isa yun, ma'am, ang mga nakikita nila.
Pa ako, dito sa kalagitnaan ng lungsod, kukunin daw yung isang bahagi, tapos yung kalakihan, pipilitin na bumili ng bigas sa kanila. So talagang konting-konti, kakarampot na lamang ang nauuwi ng pobreng beneficiary. Kaya eto nga, nagtataka ako kay Yusek Sulit, wala raw reklamo kahit isa.
Madam Chair, in fairness to DSW, probably, ma'am, ako personally, probably DSWD has one of the most efficient and most talagang consensus ng mga workers sa field, especially sa field. In fact, ma'am, meron ako mga reklamo sa kanila na inaksyonan kagad. For example, why is it na ang nabigyan ng form for AKAP are media people? Inaksyon naman kagad naman nung DSW. Siguro hindi na lang umabot sa central office.
Tama.
Pero sila rin mismo ang nagsasabi sa akin kung anong nangyayari, ma'am, na kuminsan hindi na lang sila umimik, tumatahimik na lang sila dahil baka malasin sila o kaya mapagalitan yung kanilang mga boss, kaya hindi na lang sila umiimik.
Kaya nga nakakatakot nga, naawa nga ako dyan at si Justice Carpio may idadagdag yata sa atin.
Madam Chair, may I ask if it's acceptable to the DSWD to publish the list of beneficiaries, the amounts, and those who recommended?
Ay oo nga, nakalimutan natin. Sagutin pala ninyo yung suggestion ni Justice Carpio.
Chair and Justice, we see the value in putting that, but we will revert to the committee and inform our principals on this. But we've heard very much the reason why that is being requested and recommended.
May karagdagan akong request, sana before distribution, para magkaliwanagan.
Ma'am, madali lang siya sa papel. Sa implementation, it's really difficult. So,
Kaya tinatanong ko, kaya nandito si Mayor, ako nanggaling rin ako sa LGU. Kaya kabisado ko nang kung minsan yung utos galing sa Manila, ibang-iba ang nangyayari sa field. Awang-awa kasi ako sa mga DSWD, minsan naka-backpack lang, milyon-milyon ang dala, nakikisakay lang, nakikiangkas lang sa motor, wala nang sasakyan Kinakabahan ako sa mga bata Mga casual pa sila, job order lang yung mga yan. Mamaya, mapinsala sa daan kung sino kumuha ng pera. Talaga nakakakaba. Alam ko, ino-improve na yung sistema ng DSWD. Ang sinasabi ko lamang, ang layo-layo ng nakasaad sa guidelines na may problema na, pag nakita mo pa yung implementasyon, mas lalong malabo.
We will consider that,
Okay
Madam
kayo,
Chair.
ire-recommend ninyo yung listahan ni Justice.
We will revert to our principles, Your Honor. And kanina po nasabi rin ng COMELEC, we will also issue guidelines for DSWD as regards implementation of financial assistance during the prohibited period of the election. So maaring hindi po siya nakalagay dito because AKAP is year round. It's not only during election period, but definitely we are very responsible in complying with the COMELEC law, rules and regulations. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mayor. May sinasabi kayo dati na 777 dahil corruption ang pinag-uusapan natin na inaakit ang iba sa 7 million na AIX or AKAP yata. 7 million ba yun? At MAIP at TUPAD?
Totoo yan, ma'am. Ma'am, I came from CIDG.
Hindi ba malaki?
Ma'am,
Hindi ba mas malaki na ngayon? Palibasa election na.
ma'am, sa host, pag ikaw mamang nag-host ng sortie, you get 30, 30, 30. That's 30
So yung
million.
777, nasa
Or-
30, 30, 30 na.
No, ma'am. Yung 777, yung mga sumali sa sortie. Pero ma'am, yung 30, 30, 30 is the host nung sortie, nung
30
provincial
million
sortie.
ng AKAP, 30
Yes, ma'am,
million
30
ng
million.
TUPAD, 30 million ng MAIP.
Yes, ma'am. Opo. You can, pwede ma'am may choice ka, AKAP or AIX. 30, 30, 30. And
Opo.
this information actually, ma'am, are coming from very reliable sources. Na actually, ma'am, namomblema.
Narinig ko nga nagmamalaki yung iba.
Yes, ma'am. Opo. Kaya ho, maraming nag-host eh. Gusto mag-host. Kasi nga ang laki nun sa kanila. Pero yung 777, dahil marami na ma'am sumasama, nilimit na lang. Maski na nakarami ka na ng sortie, but ang maximum na lang natatanggapin mo is for 4 sorties. So that's 4 times 21. That's still 84 million per lawmaker na sumama ma'am doon sa sortie.
Opo. Ano ba magagawa dyan?
Hindi ko rin ma'am alam kung paano ang gagawin. Pati ma'am kami rito eh. Alam mo ma'am, I was just talking to one businessman this morning. At he's a very famous na businessman at is paying about 7 to 8 billion a year. Nagugulat siya, nalulungkot siya na ganun na lang ba kadali i-disburse ang pondo. Na lang, yung ibinabayad ko palang tax sandali lang pala nilang gastusin.
At habang linulustay ang mga perang yan, mga 30, 30, 30, 777, wala pa rin tayong flood control, pinabayaan ang edukasyon, at zero pa rin ang PhilHealth, wala pa rin public transport, nakakaltasan ng todo-todo, ay nako talaga naman, nakakasama po ng loob. At yun nga, galing sa buwis yan, galing sa kapwa Pilipino yan, dapat hindi linulustay. So, meron po kayong isasamang corruption na tends towards corruption doon sa inyong habla, Justice?
Basically, Madam Chair, we're questioning the constitutionality lang of the provisions. Although we are pointing out that what increased in the 2025 budget of the PWH was the insertion of Congress, and what was vetoed were items in the NEP. And of course, because of my advocacy in the West Philippine Sea, the budget for AFP modernization was reduced by 15 billion. And of course, that's our number one problem now is to defend our maritime zone and territorial integrity. But the money was instead put in the DPWH's flood control. I noticed that in every congressional district may flood control item. So
Without any clear identification of the where and
Yes.
how.
and I think it's this was done during the COVID, where the supplemental budget amended the GAA, pwede pa naman i-amend eh. If the president wants to diffuse this rising anger among the people, madali naman i-amend yung GAA. You can just pass a new supplemental budget, tanggalin lahat yung nasa DPWH, ibalik sa 4P, ibalik sa AFP modernization, ibalik sa computerization, ibalik sa PhilHealth, and everything will quiet down. But I think this will continue because we have a problem with PhilHealth, with zero allocation.
Yes, that's correct, Justice. And if you will notice, not only the 15 billion from the AFP modernization was removed, also the pensions that are a source of great demoralization among our officers and the mistas who have nothing to look forward to. There's no recognition of the efforts to defend our sovereignty. And that's a real concern po. Dahil parang ang angas-angas natin magsalita, wala naman po pondohan. So, ayan, military pa pala si Mayor Benji, nakalimutan ko. Ang daming kinaltas, kundi taon-taon, pinapangako natin, ipopondo natin ang AFP modernization at least until Horizon 3. Hanggang ngayon, may natitira pa sa Horizon 1. Talaga naman, nakakadismaya. Kaya't ito, mukhang marami pang homework kung may maidadagdag yung DOLE. Itatanong ko na lamang, wala bang partisipasyon ang BIR pagkat minimum wage ang pinag-uusapan? Yes, Attorney Reyes po.
Good morning, good morning, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, so far as we are concerned, actually we are wondering what role we will play in the ACAP Foundation. The closest thing I can think of is if they will solicit a list from our office with regards to the taxpayer. However, that the list of taxpayers will be subject to Section 270 of the tax code. Kasi po under Section 270, you cannot provide a list wherein you can divulge the business income of the taxpayer. So hence po, siya po ay confidential. Pero po, under the Data Privacy Act, inaalaw po yung na kumuha ng data basta po in the performance of official function. However, under the IRR po ng Data Privacy Act of 2012, it should be subject to a data sharing agreement between government agencies.
Hindi, pinagtatakahan ko lang kasi pinag-uusapan ng minimum wage, kailanman hindi nabanggit yung BIR. Hindi ba yung BIR ang nakakaalam ng ating income at kinakailangan makilahok din kayo?
Yes, because the tax returns are being filed with the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
That's correct. I haven't heard any effort on the part of the SWD to include the BIR kasi kayo ang nakakaalam niyan. Isa pa, nandito rin ang DBM. Marami tayong narinig mula kay Secretary Pangandaman. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng conditional implementation? Anong i-release ninyo ngayon?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon po. Ang ibig pong sabihin ng conditional implementation, we can only make the actual release of the allotment, yung naka-appropriate sa GAA, subject to cash programming ng national government, and then subject to yung prudent fiscal management. And when we say prudent fiscal management, kailangan hindi ho kasi dumaan, lalo na yung mga new budgetary items wherein the ACAP is included. Wala po siya sa NEP. So hindi po ito dumaan dun sa ating iterative na budget preparation process. So parang belated siya. Ngayon pa lang siya gagawin.
Hindi nga sumulpot yan hanggang nag-buy kami.
Yes, yes.
Nakailang hearing ako dito, paulit-ulit kong tinatanong si Secretary Gatchalian. Sabi niya, wala nang ACAP. Paulit-ulit, ikalawa, wala nang ACAP. Ayun, tapos biglang sumulpot. Kaya nagkagulatan na lang tayo sa DBM. So anong ibig sabihin yan? Sabi mo, kapag walang pera, syempre hindi magre-release, hindi makakapag-release. Tapos aaralin pa ninyo. Sa palagay ninyo, sa nabasa at napaliwanag na guidelines, baka kapag-release na ba kayo? Or nakapag-release na ba kayo?
Wala po pong nai-release for AKAP for this year kasi po subject po ito sa approval ng presidente. Pero bago po magawa yung
Pero di ba
pag-recommend sa
dadaan sa
presidente.
DBM yan
Opo.
bago lumapag sa Executive Secretary at saka sa OP?
Opo. Nakalahad po doon sa National Budget Circular number 595. Yan po yung guidelines on the release of funds for 2025. Yung mga
So ang
kaya-
sinasabi ninyo dyan sa DBM, natanggap na ninyo yung draft nila?
may natanggap po kami last week na
Last week.
signed na guidelines ng
Tatlong-
AKAP for
Sa tatlong
2025.
department.
Signed po nung tatlong department pero isa lang po ito sa ilang pang mga requirements.
Ano ba bang requirement? Akala ko kapag na-approve yung guidelines at may pera kayo, makakapag-release kayo agad-agad.
Bali, ang kakailanganin po, manggagaling din po sa DSWD. They will have to submit their special budget request. At kaakibat po doon, kailangan po yung mga budget execution documents like hindi po ito kasi nakaprogram, hindi po ito naisama doon sa mga nauna nung during the budget preparation na nakita. So they will have to submit yung details nitong kung saan siya gagamitin, paano siya ipapatupad, ano po yung
Hindi ito
Listing.
subject doon sa tinatawag natin mga election ban.
depende po
Kasi
yun kung
nakatenga pa rin siya, di ba? Hindi pa naka-approve yung guidelines. Paano ba yan?
isa din po yun sa mga documents na hahanapin namin kung ito po ay hindi po masasubject sa election ban. Pero once na hindi
Although sinasabi naman ng COMELEC, ma-exempt yan basta tumalima ang kanilang guidelines sa kinakailangan na detalye. Lalo na sa pakikialam ng politika.
Yes po. So, isa din po yun sa mga documents na hihingin ng DBM para po makita kung i-release ba ito, i-recommend ba ito sa presidente for its issuance ng SARO.
Magkano ang na-release sa 2024 AKAP?
The whole amount of 26.7 billion was
Tapos na yun,
released in...
na-fix na yun.
Yes po, yun po yung nung last year, 2024.
Wala pang binababa sa 2025
Sa 2025 po wala pa pong nai-release para sa AKAP.
at wala pa rin kayong schedule na mag-release para sa 2025 AKAP.
Wala pa rin po, Madam Chair, kasi kakailanganin pong i-request ng DSWD at kailangan siyang mag-comply doon po sa mga as listed na requirements under NBC 595.
Nabalitaan natin kay Justice Carpio at nababasa natin sa dyaryo na may ilang asunto kontra sa budget ng 2025. Ano ang gagawin ng DBM kung sakasakali eto nga ipara ang implementasyon ng 2025?
The DBM will have to abide with whatever decision that will come out. But for now, ma'am, what we are doing in order to implement the signed GAA is line by line review of the different changes affected in the GAA. So if you're going,
Ibig niyo sabihin, kapag wala doon sa President's budget, yung binigay ng Pangulo na NEP, hindi muna kayo magre-release. Totoo ba yan?
opo ma'am, ang
Kasi may nababalitaan sa DPWH, nakakapag-download na daw ng mobilization fund kahit wala sa NEP, nasa unprogrammed pa nga eh.
hindi po totoo yon, Madam Chair, dahil sa DPWH po ang kaukulan na changes. Marami po ang changes na nangyari sa DPWH. Almost 400 billion po yung changes.
Kaya nga ako
affected.
nagugulat sa mga haka-haka. So ang ibig nyo sabihin, sa dinami ng changes, pag-aaralan muna lahat ng pinalit. So ang i-release lang ninyo, yung mga nandun sa NEP sa ngayon. Totoo ba yan?
At tama po yung Madam Chair, like for the whole 6.3 trillion na budget po natin, 783 billion of that are effects of changes as well as adjustment. Congress introduced adjustments po yun. So of the 783 billion po, 26 billion of that has already been directly vetoed. So ang naiwan po na tinitignan natin na changes, which will be subject to review, further review as per our guidelines na NBC 595, nasa 757 billion po yun, at yan po ay nakapaloob sa around 12,770 na different programs, activities, and projects is spread all through the different departments.
Pero hindi ganun kalaki ang 757 billion kung ihahalin tulad sa kabuuan ng GAA 2025. So ang sinasabi ninyo, yung ibang item sa budget tuloy
Opo.
kahit may habla. Tuloy muna.
Meron pong around 65 or almost 65% of the GAA is subject to the GAA, what we say as the GAA as an allotment order. So yun po yung mga existing
Teka, anong ibig
nasa
sabihin
NEP.
nun? 65% tuloy-tuloy ang release ninyo.
Opo, yun po yung mga
Kahit
existing
maraming
programs.
katanungan, kahit may kaso, kahit may asunto, tuloy-tuloy lang yung 65%.
Ma'am,
Wala pang sing order.
yes, Madam Chair, the 65% pertains to those PAPs which are in the NEP and which were
On
not
the NEP.
affected. Yes, ma'am.
So tuloy-tuloy lang yung 65%,
Yes.
pero yung 35% kayo mismo nangangamba dahil wala ito sa NEP at hindi kailanman napag-aralan.
Ito po ay mga items in the GAA na halo-halo na po yon. 12% of that belongs to the 12% of the 35% belongs to the, yun po yung sinasabi namin na nasa 757 billion na may changes, saka increases of existing appropriations as well as
Pero
new
teka, hindi
budgetary items.
nagtatali yung numero ninyo. 757 billion is not 35%.
Yes, ma'am.
35% is upwards of 2.5 trillion.
Yes, ma'am. The remaining 23% refers to the special purpose funds na hindi naman po natin sinasubject sa comprehensive release kasi specific po na mga request yun. Like for example, the modernization program, the MPBF, as well as yung pong calamity fund natin, yung NDRIM-F, yun din pong
So yung 35% na tinutukoy ninyo, hindi 2.2 trillion, kundi magkano lang yung 757 na sinabi nyo kanina.
yung 757, ma'am, that refers to the increases as well as new budgetary items. Yung pong SICA na tinatawag natin changes. So,
Kinakabahan po kami kasi naririnig natin trillion, billion na ang usapin, hindi pa rin sigurado. Yun ang
yun po yung subject pa po sa talagang masusing review dahil hindi po ito dumaan sa
Kaya
budget
tayo
preparation
maghihinto.
natin.
Maraming salamat kay ASEC dahil talaga naman pag naririnig ninyo yung naririnig natin itong limpak-limpak na salapi samantalang ang bigas ay nananatili sa 60 pesos kada kilo na hindi makatarungan. Ang taong bayan ay naghahanap pa rin ng maayos na trabaho. Talagang nakakasama ng loob at nakakapanlugmok. Sana maisaayos natin itong problema ng budget natin, higit sa lahat itong napaka-controversial na project na AKAP. So sino pang may idadagdag kung may nais idagdag at itong inquiry natin, marami tayong natuklasan at sana may naisagot rin tayo na iba. Secretary Lopez Santos, please.
Madam Chair, doon lamang po sa institutional mechanism ng identification ng beneficiaries. Yung binabanggit kanina, anybody can recommend. No? But we believe that in APSI that the local government units, galing po kayo sa LGUs, knows better who are the poor and where are they generally. Kasi meron nga tayong batas, yung CBMS na binanggit ko kanina, meron pa tayong batas, yung Magna Carta of the Poor, yung yung RA 8425 na nag-create ng NAPSI. Ang sinasabi doon, ang mga local government units are mandated to formulate and implement local poverty reduction action plans. At ang basihan nun, yung targeting system. At nandyan po yan, siguro po gamitin na lang natin yung mga batas na yan at mga tools na inilalatan yan para yung ating basihan ng listahan at identification ng beneficiaries ay mayroong legal na batayan at scientificong basihan.
At
Alam mo
kapag
po.
naisa publiko yan, madali na. Madali nang habulin yung implementasyon. Alam na ng mga mayor natin siguro pag meron naman tayong listahan na isa publiko. Okay. So marami tayong recommendation, Mayor po.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Ma'am, meron tayong tatlong database that we can mine to really determine yung beneficiaries. Ano. Unang-una yung CBMS na binanggit ho ni Secretary Santos. Pangalawa po yung listahanan. Ito po yung NHTS, ano, yung National Household.
Listahanan 3, yan na
Yes
ang
po.
kahuli-hulihang listahanan. Hindi na sila gagawa
Yes,
niyan.
ma'am. Tama ho kayo, ma'am. Tama po kayo. At pangatlo, ma'am, yung BIR. Kasi, ma'am, yung BIR, mga empleyado, ang mga employers, ma'am, nagsasubmit sa kanila ng alpha list. At naka-state, ma'am, doon yung wage ng mga employees nila. Kaya malaking database, ma'am, yung nasa BIR.
Tama. Kaya nga ako nagtataka, hindi sila kasama doon sa paggagawa ng guidelines. At yung PSA, andito na rin lamang ang National ID at saka yung NEDA. Marami rin datos ang PSA, di ba? Ang kanilang projection nga, 5 million yung minimum wage earner. So, marami naman pagkukunan ng datos. Kaya't hindi kinakailangan na kung sino-sino pa ang makialam sa paglilista ng dapat at tunay na nangangailangan. So sa inyong lahat, maraming salamat sa pagpunta ninyo. Wala nang nakakain ng ating tanghalian, pero andito pa rin tayo. Maraming salamat sa sakripisyo at gutom. Thank you. Nabuhay talaga yung DSWD. Talagang nagutom. With that, I hereby suspend the hearing of the Committee on Social Welfare and Development as well as the Committee on Finance. Thank you.